Given the success of the first video about combining a personal residency in Paraguay with an offshore LLC, in this video I want to clarify how to manage an LLC in the United States and what to expect. In fact, we have many clients who've opened one, who are happy with it, and they're doing great with their LLCs. On the other hand, we have other clients who are afraid to open one because they don't know what to expect. They think it might be complicated or difficult or expensive, or they're gonna miss something, they're gonna get fined, and so on. So if you're still unsure why having an offshore LLC is important, go watch the first video. In this one instead, I want to talk about practical things. How to open the company, manage it, what obligations are there, and how to optimize the banking side so that you can carry out all your business operations and move money easily to your personal accounts. Let's start with opening an LLC in the United States. Which state should you open it in? Any state that offers zero state taxes is perfectly fine. Wyoming, New Mexico, Florida, and so on. That said, my advice is to open it in Wyoming for a simple reason. All other things being equal, it's the cheapest option. Great, so how do you open an LLC in the US? If you want, you can do it all yourself, but honestly, I wouldn't recommend it because there are several steps to understand and carry out precisely. You'll spend quite a bit of time just trying to figure out everything, and the first time you won't be sure of what you're doing, if you're doing it right or not, so I prefer to rely on professionals, and in recent years, we've used WyominGLLCattorney.com a lot. It's a very reliable company for managing LLCs, and they also give you access to a platform where you can monitor deadlines and tasks without any needing to talk with someone. To open an LLC yourself in Wyoming, you'd spend about $100. For $200 or $300, you can already find professionals that take care of it for you, and they can also provide extra useful documents like the certificate of incumbency, for instance. This is a document that's often required by banks to verify the list of all the beneficial owners of the company. And if you don't know what that means, the ultimate beneficial owner, UBO, is the person who actually owns the company and receives the profits. So honestly, I don't think it's worth the effort to learn the entire LLC setup process just to save $100 or $200. Especially considering that what's at stake, it's your business, which you intend to grow over time. So once you've opened your LLC, the next thing you need is to request the EIN, Employer Identification Number. Again, you can do this all by yourself or through an intermediary. If you do it yourself, it's free, whereas it usually costs $50 to $100 through a US-based agent. US persons can obtain this number in just 1 or 2 days, while non-US persons usually have to wait 4 to 6 weeks. The EIN is essential to open a bank account in the US, and once you received it, you can finally open your first bank account and start doing business with your LLC. The first bank account I recommend everyone open is Mercury, because it's the most welcoming bank for non-resident LLCs and has no problem with ultimate beneficial owners who are residents of Paraguay. Also, it doesn't require a physical address in the US, which is absolutely key and makes Mercury very, very interesting. With Mercury, you will immediately receive a virtual debit card, and later you can receive the physical one and even a credit card. Once you've had some incoming and outgoing transactions, you'll receive an email inviting you to apply for your first US credit card. The cards are available in both virtual and physical formats, but unfortunately, international shipments of the physical cards almost never arrive, at least here in Paraguay. So, to receive the physical card, especially if you're in Paraguay when you request it, it's best to use a US forwarding service or just to have a friend who receives it in the US and sends it via DHL to wherever you are. Once you've opened the account with Mercury, you can also open an account with Payoneer. If you're unfamiliar with it, it's a fintech that lets you have bank details in euros, US dollars, British pounds, and Australian dollars. This is simply great for someone that's doing business with clients outside of the US, but keep in mind that you need an existing bank account to sign up. That's because Payoneer payments can only be sent to the bank account associated with the LLC. You can, for instance, link Payoneer to your Mercury account, move payments from Payoneer to Mercury, and then from Mercury to really wherever you like. If you need a payment processor, with Mercury you can very easily have a Stripe account, and Payoneer also has its own processor that you can use. So with just these two tools, you can fully manage your business banking needs. Let's go back for a moment to the fact that Mercury doesn't require a physical address for you and for your LLC in the US and accepts registration with a registered agent's address, even though that's not a property you own or control for real. What happens with most other banks is that they will ask you for a proof of address, otherwise they won't let you open an account. This applies to many crypto exchanges and investment brokers as well. Among the accepted proof of address for your LLC, a bank statement is almost always valid. This is why I stress so much the importance of opening a Mercury account, because after about a month, and once you have some transactions, you'll be able to download a bank statement that clearly shows the address of your LLC, the one you've input when you registered. By using your Mercury statement, you'll have a valid proof of address that you can use for other accounts, other crypto exchanges, and more. Now let's talk about paying yourself, which is another common question when it comes to non-resident LLCs in the US. Well, here there's something called the owner's draw. In short, the LLC's money is your money. You can use it anytime for business expenses, personal operations, transfer it all to your personal account, what you want. You don't need anything complicated, nor you need to pay yourself a salary or dividends. Third to last thing we need to cover is the W8BN Form, which is super easy to fill out, but important to always keep handy. It's a form where you declare your country of residency, your citizenship, and the status of your LLC for tax purposes. This form is required whenever you work with a US B2B client, but it's generally useless when you are working with foreign clients or consumers in the US. You can fill out this form in 5 minutes, it's nothing technical, no need to be an expert, just follow the fields. Second to last thing to know is that every year on your LLC's anniversary, you'll need to pay the renewal fee to continue operating in the state where the LLC is incorporated. In Wyoming, the fee is currently $65. While in Florida, if I recall correctly, it's about $150, and Delaware is the most expensive one among the commonly chosen ones, with a $300 state renewal fee. And finally, let's talk about the most delicate and important topic when it comes to non-resident LLCs, the annual filing that must be submitted by April 18th of the following year. There are two forms, the 5472 and the 1120, that must be sent to the IRS even if your LLC is considered disregarded entity and not taxpayer in the US. If you can't prepare them in time, you can request a 6-month extension, but you cannot ignore those forms. The penalty for not submitting them is up to $25,000. And these forms are a bit technical, so I really don't recommend doing all on your own. It's better to work with experts and get help from a certified US accountant. I usually hire one on Fiverr, pay between $50 to $70 for this service, and it's absolutely worth it. I've talked with people that have spent the best part of a day just trying to figure out how to fill these forms. So, now before we wrap up, I want to talk about the last thing, the FinCEN report. After that, I promise you'll know everything you need to know about non-resident LLCs in the US, and you'll be ready to pair one with your residency in Paraguay. The FinCEN BOR report, Beneficial Ownership Information Report, is a report about the beneficial owner and the ultimate beneficial ownership of the LLC. You can submit it directly on the website of the FinCEN, and it only takes about 10 minutes to complete. This form used to be required within 3 months of opening the LLC, then it was suspended, and now it's unclear whether it will become mandatory again or not. My advice is simple, just submit it anyway. It's fast, it's quick, many banks require it anyway to open a bank account, so, better to have one extra than one less paper. That is my philosophy. If you follow the channel, you already know. Now you literally know everything there is to know about opening an LLC in the US, and you're ready to pair it with your residency in Paraguay. As you can see, it's no rocket science. That's all from Asunción for today. See you in Paraguay.